residue. Still up in the trap, that's a better view. My uncle gave me crack, said it could better you. Money over bitches, keep from stacking, what you better do. My wrist jaw full of residue. Still up in the trap, that's a better view. My uncle gave me crack, said it could better you. Money over bitches, keep from stacking, what you better do.
Back in the trap, so I beat the moles here, said, nigga, let's get it. I can tell that the way these fuck niggas say they know we gon' kill. I took it all down to the shit gelatin, that's why they spin. I bet when them 100 rounds on teacher block, these niggas pay your attention. I wonder why you niggas claim real, knowing damn well that the shit big fish. Dick game so good that your bitch doing my laundry, then my dish. Tried to take niggas in my flow, got raped, niggas got them in this bitch. The way we had the trap hotter than the fish, cooking the kid just to make it. Clientele coming in and out, key different color pills, called me the Rainbow House. Got the game on smash, that's what I've been out. I'm just trying to stand my bread and make it out. I said no for a living, the niggas do the shit just to have something to talk about. That's what make a grandma nigga like me, tie your ass up, then clean the house out.
My wrist jar full of residue. Still up in the trap, that's a better view. My uncle gave me crack, said it could better you. Money over bitches, keep on stacking, what you better do. My wrist jar full of residue. Still up in the trap, that's a better view. My uncle gave me crack, said it could better you. Money over bitches, keep on stacking, what you better do. I'm not fucking niggas, you ain't getting paper. But don't need no favor. If she don't suck dick, then I kick her out. Mostly replace her. Man, I spit crap. Niggas hit the shit, I wanna hit the back. Big bread, get it in, what you know about that? Cause everything till I speak to you niggas is facts. Started in the trap with my aunt now. Every drug that you need, what you want now. Fuck them niggas talking down, we be trying to get it in. We can really care less by the dope now. Long as I got a few rats in my pocket, motherfuckers can't fuck with me now. Big bread, get it in. Motherfuckers, we be laughing at the fuck ass niggas, such clowns, huh? I'm killing these niggas, you know this, I do it for once they can COVID. Being broke ass for handler, so they purchase workers start rolling. I'm hoping they hating on me. Fuck this record, I do this for free. Mostly I'm telling you, life is easy, so I had to get work and I had to compete with the other niggas on the set. Mostly get it in the record lit. These niggas talk about work, but I got the best. Get it once, guarantee your life's gonna be a wreck. I never really gave up on my dreams until I feel like I'm the man. What you mean? My niggas started with an 8 ball and a triple B, hoping one day we could be king. Turn the whole world to fiend. My wrist jar full of residue. Still up in the trap, that's a better view. My uncle gave me crack, said it could better you. Money over bitches, keep on stacking, what you better do. My wrist jar full of residue. Still up in the trap, that's a better view. My uncle gave me crack, said it could better you. Money over bitches, keep on stacking, what you better do.
Shout out my nigga Mo, man, on SoundCloud. Y'all want to find that, man, just go on soundcloud.com and type in Mo, you know what I'm saying? Money Mo, goddamn. That's that dope man dream right there, feel me? What it do though, big buddy? Oh yeah. That joint right there fire now.
Yeah, it really was. How are y'all doing, YouTube? How are y'all doing?
You know, same old for a player, you know what I'm saying? Damn, what was I gonna say though? I think I was gonna say something if I got started. What was it though? And I slipped my mind already, bro. Damn, I was really gonna say something. I had a message.
I couldn't tell you, bro. But yes, you know, it's been a little minute. YouTube, you know, we back in the building, about to bring y'all some more bangers and such. Not, you know, just talking vibe and everything else. And you know how we already do. Shit, we gonna talk about some things. Shit, Shit, how everybody living, how everybody feeling after the eclipse and such not and everything. So
Oh, now forever, you know.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's been some changes. You know, there's some questionable things out there, but we gonna talk about that. We all talk about stuff, you know.
And I don't know about the rest of the world, but just here in North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Especially Rocky Mountain's been a lot of craziness going on, you know what I'm saying? We done had airplanes falling in the projects, crashing in the project. Good thing it didn't land on anybody's house, anybody's apartment or none, but you know what I'm saying? We had a whole crop duster fall out the sky and land in the project, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That had a couple car accidents. You know what I'm saying? A death of a fellow classmate of mine, you know what I'm saying? May her soul rest in peace. May she rest in heaven. You know what I'm saying? I think I seen online today on Fighting Crime, they said it was like 9 reported calls for overdoses today. You know what I'm saying? Just
a whole bunch of crazy stuff.
A lot of wickedness going on out here since the eclipse, man. But I guess it affect people in different ways.
Mm-hmm. You know, and that's just in Rocky Mount. You know, over here in North Carolina, you know, shit, I ain't really heard nothing. You know, shit, I've been feeling weird. Everybody been feeling weird. You know, it's just a crazy new feeling. You know, it's a little weird and stuff like that. I mean, everything feels more in tune with each other, I guess you might as well say. I don't know. If it feels crazy, it's kind of hard to describe. It's like insects and birds and I don't know, the trees and everybody. It's like we all pretty much like self-aware of each other type shit.
No, definitely the insects because like I said the other day, bro, I've been attracting a lot of ladybugs and butterflies and little spiders, not even medium size or the big spiders, just the little bitty spiders you could barely see. But like, damn, that's a spider. But they've been around me, gravitating towards me for some odd reason.
Yeah, same thing with me. I can go outside and for some reason, like I'm desperately wanting to get outside and get in the sun for some reason, constantly. And when I do, it's like even though I mean, well, yeah, you've been to my crib, so it's like a little, I guess it's a bee's nest in the bushes and something. And it's like now the bees like they'll fly by me or something like that and land on me and chill for a little minute. Like and for some reason, you know, normally if something happens to you, you liable to be scared or something like that. I'm not even scared. Like they just land on me, they chill, they crawl on me and stuff like that. Just go about their business. And then the birds, they coming on the little porch or whatever, just sitting there chilling for a little bit. I had one bird the other day come up to me and pretty much like damn near just basically sit down next to me and just take a damn nap. It looked like I was just surprised. I'm like, that don't happen like that. So
Nah, for real.
Yeah, stuff like that don't happen. But you know, I sit there, be chilling on the phone, talking, searching the internet, you know, stuff like that. It's been real crazy. Been very energetic. Very energetic. I ain't really changed my normal diet and such not and everything else. It's just I'm more energetic now. It's like I don't know. I can't keep my hands off my wife. So I mean before it was like, you know, yeah, you know, we gonna do this, but now it's more of like I I don't know. I feel like I'm 21 again, and I'm fresh in VA, and I got a point to prove type shit.
It's a standing on business, man on a mission.
Mm-hmm. Stand on business, man on mission. Ain't wasting no time.
But definitely though, bro. Side note too, man. This is post WrestleMania 40. I don't think we did a podcast since WrestleMania 40, have we?
Nah, we did one the night before. I wanted to say.
Okay, so post WrestleMania 40, man. Y'all know, or if you don't know, I'm a big WWE fan. So shout out to everybody that won at WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes and Bayley and Sami Zayn, The Miz and R-Truth, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that won a matches, shout out to y'all. It's a new era in wrestling. Shout out to Triple H. A whole lot of newness going on, man. They got new tag team titles on Raw. Probably gonna get new tag team titles on SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just wrestling is the shit now. So,
Mm-hmm. And for you anime fans out there, you know, there's big fans of Berserk and other franchises of that nature. You know, Berserk coming, they getting the movie now. I guess, yeah, they getting the you know how like they do like the golden era, or some they make the seasons into movies and stuff.
yeah.
So now they doing that now. They making the Black Swordsman movie, and people that like Hunter x Hunter is coming back. I hope y'all gonna like that and everything else, and also some new animes. You know, Solo Leveling is doing pretty good. One Piece pretty much doing its thing with its new arc. And what else? And I want to say, Dragon Ball. And for y'all Dragon Ball fans, you know, Dragon Ball Sparking, which is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4, is coming out sometime in April. I want to say either April or early May. I'm not sure, but y'all get to look forward to that and everything. You know, it's a glorious time to be a wrestling fan, an anime fan, and stuff like that. You spiritualist or whatever you want to call yourself.
Talk, dog. I know. One thing I did want to talk about while we was up here, though, the conversation we was having earlier with another one of our fellow brethren about you know what I'm saying? Can you riz a girl up in your first time being with her, chilling with her, being around her? You know what I'm saying? Can things lead up to like you guys being in a relationship or being in something serious, other than just, you know, a one time link or a sneaky link, or, you know, a one night stand? You feel me?
Yeah, and you know, to continue that conversation, you know, like I said, the whole thing about a female, same thing about a male. If you can stimulate all the senses, you're good to go. You can make anything happen. I mean, and that's just facts. You can, if you stimulate someone's mind, and then you good in the bedroom and stuff like that, and you pretty much have a good mental state when it comes down to yourself. You can pretty much meet somebody in one night, have sex with them, and have a whole relationship the day after, and literally start living with each other and everything else. And it can literally work. But it solely depends on who you are as a person, who this person is as a person, and how much y'all are willing to try to communicate with each other and understand each other even further after, you know, y'all making those certain moves and stuff like that. Exactly. One thing people got to understand is, like, if you can stimulate somebody's mind, stimulate their body, 9 times out of 10, you stimulating their spirit. Hey, that's gonna help. That's gonna come along eventually. You know, because y'all still got to feel each other out. You know, even though y'all might, you know, link up that one time and then y'all really click together and everything, you still got to try to figure each other out. But that's the most exciting part, because now not only have you skipped one of the, you know, pinnacle phases and stuff like that, now y'all can sit here, learn each other, grow from each other, teach each other stuff and everything else. And, you know, I understand some people might be like, no, that don't happen, stuff like that. Da, 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 da. I'm here to tell you, bro, anything is possible and anything can happen depending on the individual theirself. All that, oh, this can't happen this or this can't happen that, that's only for that individual and that individual alone. Everybody's life experiences are different. But one thing about it is, you either got one result or you got the other. And depending on certain criterias and certain mindsets and certain thought processes and, you know, who's more emotionally intelligent and willing to learn and all the other type stuff, one person might have a result that another person might not get. I mean, is that person's fault why they didn't get that result? Maybe. It possibly could be. It could have been other factors that factor into that. Yeah, possibly. But at the end of the day, everyone's results are different. So you can't really roll out saying something wouldn't work or something isn't possible if someone else is over here to the left and they made it work and it is, you know, performing perfectly fine.
And for example, a lot of you guys may know her as I am XXX Dark. You know what I'm saying? I knew her as funny as Janice before I ever knew she was a corn star or did OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying? I just thought she was like a comedian, but it turned out, you know, she OnlyFans model, you feel me? But Janice Hart, y'all go find her on YouTube. She got a YouTube channel as well. But man, I done heard her say a couple different times, you know, tell a story about her last baby daddy, and pretty much, you know, that was the situation. They met on Tag. He messaged her, whatever, you know what I'm saying? She liked his lingo, so they linked up. One thing led to another, you know what I'm saying? Went from, you know, one night stand situation to they was together, you know what I'm saying, for maybe like 2 or 3 years, even had a baby together, you feel me? So like that's how I know, you feel me, if people on the creative content type level can do it off of just a one night stand or a one-time link, and that turned into something more than what it was, you know what I'm saying? Ordinary people it can happen to. It's all a chemistry thing.
Exactly. It's mainly chemistry. I mean, even if they not together now or whatever the case may be is and such not, I mean, it's all about chemistry. I mean, you do have some people that have I think it's post nut clarity. Sometimes, you know, after they get that, you know, that nut, they come to their senses and be like, you know what? Maybe I don't really want to deal with this person. Da 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 da. But I mean, shit. I mean, that sometimes that's the case. Other times it might just be a person that pretty much that's feeling like they can still have their cake and eat it too. They feel like, ooh, if I pull this person, I can pull somebody else. I mean, which basically becomes more of like a lustful type of thing and everything else. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you really want to settle down and you really want to rock with somebody and you're really trying to grow with somebody and everything else, all that can be accomplished in a matter of days, really. Especially if you straight to the point and you already know what you want. Like, that's one thing I can't stress enough. If you already know what you want and your mat game is spectacular, and you know, I'm just gonna call it how I see it. If you a piper and everything else like that, and you emotionally intelligent, man, you can settle down at any time that you want with anybody anyone you decide to. You can probably settle down to Holly Berry if you got them had a conversation with her. If you got all those criteria, shit. And sometimes you might not have all those criteria. Sometimes you might be lacking one thing in one area. Make sure you make it up in other areas. Like, make sure, like, hey, if you ain't a piper or you ain't really a big sex person, make sure your mind, your I guess you stimulating her mind and everything else, and trying to find out what makes her, you know, tick and what turns her on and stuff like that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a lot of dudes out here promoting, you know, oh, I'm a man this and I'm a man that, and because I pay the bills and you sit at home and don't do nothing, you should automatically be happy. And it's like, no. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, money ain't gonna make you happy, bro. I mean, just because you ain't paying no bills don't mean that you happy. Like, you feel a void. And I know what some people might say, you know, oh, well, she got kids. She got to take care of the household. After she do that, what is there else for her to do? I mean, let's keep it all the way a band. By the time your kids hit 5, you ain't got shit to do but clean your house and get your kids off the bus and put them on the bus in the morning time. And then probably help them with homework. Other than that, what the fuck you doing for that 8 hours a day? You ain't doing nothing.
True.
Like let's keep like you know what I mean. Let's keep it all the way in band. 5 years, year 4 to firstborn. Yeah, you might be a little bit struggling and stuff like that, but I mean, ultimately, no woman should struggle if she got a man in the crib because he could take up some of the stuff even if it's a long day at work or whatever the case may be. Is I mean, hey, if she didn't wash the baby, cleaned the house, did all that stuff. I mean, even if I did work 12 hours. I mean, I see that she tired and stuff like that because taking care of a child is, a very draining experience. But
It's a
shit, I
job.
mean,
It's a job.
yeah, it's a job. I can pretty much, I can sit here and spend about an hour or 30 minutes, cooking something to eat for myself and cooking something to eat for her. Like, I mean, I could do that. Just because I'm a man, don't mean that I'm just gonna treat her like a slave, pretty much. Now, don't get me wrong. I also understand both sides of the coin. Dudes will sit there and be like, "Well, what she's gonna do then if she sits home all day and I can't eat?" Da 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 da. Now, look, I ain't saying all that. Now, if your woman sitting home all day with a baby ain't been changed, goddamn, she ain't made no food, she ain't cleaned up the house. I mean, I think you need to start having a conversation to see what's up. But feeling like just because you a man, you demand you're entitled to that, and everything else doesn't mean anything because now you're treating whoever you're dealing with less than a human being. And I'm here to tell you, if you wouldn't take that shit at a job, ain't no way no one would ever take that in person or at home. And I'm just keeping it all the way 100. Like I don't care what you say. At the end of the day, if you working a shitty ass job and you choose to stay there, you have no right to complain about it whatsoever, because you already have that mindset to where you feel like, oh well, I'm just gonna put up with disrespect and everything else and all that. Nah, you shouldn't do that. You should literally go find your value somewhere else when it comes to a job or something like that, because I mean, at the end of the day, that job can't function without workers. In the same way that you got that job and you're replaceable, they'll literally treat you as such, replaceable. Find somewhere where someone values you and everything else. So, and I mean, realistically, if you got a woman that's sitting at home not doing shit, not even taking care of the baby and everything else, I mean, well, shit, you might need to, have that conversation to see what's up. And then if shit don't change, I mean, hey, you might need to take your kid and, go about your business. Because it looked like to me that she might be in a depressive state where she probably not happy. And she probably not happy because the fireworks that y'all had is probably fucking gone. But that's only gone because, you decided to work a job and you want to basically run her like a slave, basically. Or it could just be her mentality. I mean, who knows? I mean, everybody's situation different. You know what I'm saying?
What's up? I know Cat Williams said 2024 is the year of the truth, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this because I don't think nobody else has. 2024 need to be the return of the Mac too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Guys got to get their confidence back. You feel me? And stop being so shy, stop being so weird, so cringe-worthy. You know what I'm saying? Return of the Mac, real talk. But what Brody said was true. One of my previous jobs, bro, no lie, I was training this girl one time, and we were talking. She got into her personal life about one of her ex dudes and then her baby daddy. I can't remember which one was locked up, but one of them dudes was locked up and the other one won't. But I remember about, saying some of her complaints was like the ex dude wanted to come back, but he wanted the one that she really loved, you know what I'm saying? The one that she really loved was her baby daddy, which he was probably the one that was locked up. And I remember asking her, so what was the difference with who and who? And she was just explaining like even though the baby daddy was on probation, he didn't have no job, she was the one working. She loved the fact that when she come home, she could get taken care of, She had blunts already rolled up for her. She could get, a massage from head to toe from what she said, She could have a bubble bath already made, food cooked for her and stuff, Just a lot of the things that people would take for granted, especially men would take for granted, because you know what I'm saying, we got to so caught it our mind, work, pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? But here she's saying like just the simple things that he did is what made her love him more. And then I guess on top of that, you know what I'm saying, they had a baby together. But I'll never forget that though. Like she appreciated the simple stuff that he was doing to make her life easier when she got off work.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it's supposed to be, really. I mean, a lot of people, you know, it's a lot of debate on what 50-50 is, but something like that is basically considered 50-50. After a long day of work and all that other type stuff, either male or female, help take care of that person, help unwind that person and everything else. I mean, that stuff like that will really go a long way, especially facing the world the way that it is now, with so much, you know, working and so much depression and everything else. It's the little things that matter. Like I said in the previous podcast, at the end of the day, a real relationship is with a king and a queen. Is your queen will get in that battlefield with you when you decide to ride and go do battle. Only a princess gonna sit there. Only an untrained princess that's spoiled will literally sit there and expect you to do everything and not do nothing at all. Same thing that go for a prince that's untrained and everything else. They'll literally sit there and expect things to just come their way and everything else. And 9 times out of 10, when you got, you know, princess and princess that's like that, a kingdom will fall without a hesitation.
Right.
Like I said, at the end of the day, give me a Casca any day. Because I know at least when times get hard and I need somebody to have my back or someone to do this and the third, they right there. They going to have my back. You know, anybody that's sitting there saying, oh, well, you know, I'm going to take care of my woman this. I'm going to take care of my woman that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Well, what is she supposed to do then? A real woman is going to take care of you the same way you take care of her. That's what a true 50-50 is. Because where you fall short at or where you need guidance at, that person's supposed to make up for.
Right. You pour into that person, that pouring into you.
Mm-hmm. And that's a constant thing that people have to do. You have to keep pouring into each other. There is no, oh, I'm just pouring to you and I'm just sit here for a little bit, you know, and everything else. You ain't got to pour into me because that's an uneven trade. That's not reciprocation. Love, a part of love and a relationship and commitment is reciprocation. And if that's not a factor of that at all, and things are completely one-sided, then it's not a relationship. That's just somebody that just temporarily bought love, and it will eventually end.
Real rap.
And me personally, I don't know if people have ever, you know, thought about this, but you have social media and other things out here promoting a way of living that was never sufficient at all. You have people saying, "Oh, we need the golden era back. We need this and we need that. We need to be like the 1940s and 1950s when it comes to relationships and love and all this other type shit. We need to make America great again and other things like that." But my main question is to you, when was America ever great? There was the Great Depression. You had men constantly working for little to nothing or whatever, not having no time to spend with their families and kids and stuff like that. And because of that, it led their wives to cheat on them with people that were there, that were available and everything else. And then in the process, it led men to literally being divorced or separated from their wives or whatever the case may be is, and them pretty much, you know, unaliving themselves and stuff like that. And I'm here to tell you, that's not a proper way to do anything. We should never try to take what was given to us or what was done in the past and try to make it work in the future. Is absolutely absurd. And as you can see, you do have certain individuals that literally try to promote that. Oh, a man needs to take care of a woman. A woman needs to stay home and do this, that, and the third, and everything else like that. Bro, newsflash, we tried that before. That was done before. Did you not see the chaos that came from that? The broken homes, the nuclear family was pretty much done and over with. They was done for. Like from that alone, that kind of lifestyle does not work and cannot sustain itself in today's society.
Right.
It couldn't sustain itself back then. There's no way it could sustain itself now.
Not to mention that also living in that type of fashion, that's what brought on the whole feminist movement.
Exactly, because they were tired of sitting here in a house all day, not being paid attention to, not having that family that they was promised, and everything else underneath the rainbow. They were basically maids when you really think about it. Like you have a man that comes home, he's so depressed, he's working hard, he ain't got no time to unwind. He don't even know who himself is. And because of that, he's lashing out. He's doing crazy things. He's drinking. Literally, like, bro, you know how many wife beaters used to be back in the day? It used to be way more than what it is now. The percentage of wife beating and all this other type stuff was such a high thing back then.
You're right.
Such a high thing back then. And the crazy, and a lot of people don't realize this. And you know, I ain't trying to make it about race or nothing like that, but the black family was literally the only family back then that kind of really seen success. Literally. And only reason why is because we were like, they told us straight up, hey, you can't go nowhere else. You got to stay here. And because of that, we were starting to breed and breed fucking people like the people that ran Black Wall Street. We started breeding people like, you know, Martin Luther King, started breeding people like Muhammad Ali. We started breeding people like Malcolm X and stuff like that. When they started seeing that and seeing that we was the real power and everything else like that, they literally had government operations to try to destroy the black family because of how much we worked better as a family than, you know, our Caucasian people, you know.
Well,
the Caucasian
put together a strategy to tear the household down.
Mm-hmm. We accomplished way too much in such a little bit of time. Wall Street Wall Street was booming like that, but Black Wall Street had way more stuff going for itself than Wall Street did. And the reason why they flooded it and burnt it down and everything else, because they seen it as a threat and everything else. Like anybody could see that. That's a business corporation that literally could destroy us and knock us out of the pool, because you have these people right here that know what they're doing, that's benefiting way more from it, and they're self-sufficient. These people over here have to use investors and everything else and stuff like that. These people over here, Black Wall Street was self-sufficient, and that's what they hated.
It wasn't supported by any big corporation to keep it running. We did that ourselves. Real talk.
Mm-hmm. And people have to understand that that's this pushing this narrative of doing this and doing that. I mean, bro, you really have to open up your eyes and really look at it and from a different point of view. You have to separate yourself and look at it and think to yourself, why are they doing this? How are they doing this? And what exactly are they trying to achieve from doing it? And honestly, they're really just trying to get people to go back to that 1940s and 50s mindset where you work 20 hours a week. Well, yeah, you work 20 hours a day. You get paid next to nothing. And then you basically, you know, you just basically a slave, pretty much. A slave to the machine and everything else.
You ain't lying, bro. I've definitely heard my grandfather tell me, especially in my younger days, he was giving me game on how to like work 2 and 3 jobs. One of his
Mm-hmm.
tips was he said, "Son, it's gonna be days where you go on to sleep 2 hours, and there's gonna be days you only sleep 4 hours." You're like, but if you train your body and train your mind to get used to it, you could do it. So I'm telling you, I survive off of 4 hours of sleep sometimes, 2 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours. He was like, but you'll get used to it. And I hearing that though, I was like, bro, you crazy?
Exactly. That wasn't that wasn't anything proper to do. That wasn't anything, that you should brag about. No, they was literally working you like a modern day slave. And shit, I mean, at the end of the day, that'll never be something that anyone should be proud of. Like, know what I mean? Because it's basically like you've been so brainwashed into thinking, oh, this was the proper thing to do, and this, that, and the third. Like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They just brainwashed you into thinking that was the proper way of doing things. There were better ways and everything else, but they chose not to do it because it would cost them money. That's why I say that, like, make America great again and all that other type stuff. How? When was it ever great? It's a reason why we had a time called the Great Depression. It's a reason why. Like, know what I mean? Like, people just don't understand that. Like, they ain't doing that but trying. They got people, like, I'm not even gonna front. They got people in these corporations that hire people, that invest in people and everything else. And when they invest in people, no matter what they are, they tell them, hey, look, I invested in you, so you got to do this. And by contract that they signed, mind you, because realistically, people don't really read the contract. They really don't. Because if they did, they would see the bullshit and be like, you know what, I'm not doing that. Like, nah, I mean, but then again, they might do it because then these corporations might slander this person to the point to where they just get canceled. But it's just the whole thing. Like, you got to really like read those contracts because they really do have agendas in there. And if you ain't smart enough to see through the bull, you gonna step right in it like everybody else. Everybody now you got gender wars being fueled. You part of a gender war. You part of a sexist war. You part of a I hate LGBTQ and all this other type of stuff. And it's like, bro, like, do you not see this? Like, how do you not see this? Then you got people that sit here and call you crazy and stuff like that because you too woke. And it's like, why am I crazy for seeing something that y'all don't see that's clearly being blasted in y'all faces? Like, that's absurd. Like, sitting there being oblivious to what someone is doing to you is just crazy.
Real talk. Echoing on that, the contracts you were talking about though, I know me myself, I must have been about in my 20s before somebody actually educated me and told me, like, whenever you file for a job, you fill out that application. What that application really is a contract.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, really? Like, yeah, bro, you can negotiate your contract or negotiate how much you would like to get paid. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to just settle for minimum wage. And I don't know if too many people are actually aware of that, but I know I was probably like in my young 20s when I was educated on that.
Mm-hmm. That's all it really is. It's a contract. That's why when you look at certain jobs and you go there and you see certain people doing certain things and then like you see managers over there like pretty much groping people and stuff like that and everything else, and people don't really go say nothing or nothing really happens to them because it's in their contract. Like, there's a lot of people out there that have things that happen to them at work, and because they sign a contract, they really can't go outside of that corporation to get help or get justice for themselves unless they find a loophole or something like that. But that's pretty much it. Or they quit and then do it. But at the end of the day, it's just like, bro, you gotta read those contracts. You gotta read those contracts and pay attention. That's all you gotta do is just read those contracts and pay attention. Because if you let somebody pretty much, bring you over or whatever the case may be is, then hey, it ain't nothing you could do because you let them bend you over. I mean, I don't know about you, but I ain't getting bent over by nobody.
Nope. In the
I'm
words
doing
of my welding teacher, he would say, once a month, the government makes me bend over and touch my ankles. And what he meant by that was pay his bills.
ain't nobody bending me over. I'm doing the bending. I tell you that straight up. But yeah, you gotta start seeing through. You gotta just start emotionally detaching yourself from certain things and look at it from a way wider angle. Because once you do that, you'll start seeing like, hey, this is a familiar pattern. It looks like this one that happened a couple decades ago. I don't know, man. Like, and stuff like that. Like, nah.
And there's something else you spoke on too, was like people don't really take the time to actually learn themselves and find themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go through life and they always rushing or in a competition with people that they see, whether it's their neighbors, their family members, or social media. You know what I'm saying? They always trying to rush it into the next situation. Let me rush into having kids. Let me rush into getting married. Let me rush into buying a house or purchasing a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 it's a lot of knowledge out here for you to soak in. You feel me? It's a lot of knowledge out here. Knowledge is power. We spoke on that earlier. You know what I'm saying? Find out what you love. Find out what you hate. Find out what you like. What you're not gonna tolerate. You know what I'm saying? Discover yourself first. When you discover how to be by yourself and be okay with being by yourself and just having yourself as company and actually being able to love yourself, you can then spread that love to others.
Exactly. And I fully agree with that. Like we said earlier, when it comes down to knowing yourself and stuff like that, you really do need time to do that. But because the way society is set up, you don't have time to do that. And that's the big con. Because they know for a fact time equals knowledge. And knowledge equals power, pretty much. Power equals money and everything else. Information, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, the moment that you find yourself and you start really looking, find yourself and stuff like that, life will be more clear for you. You'll know what path you want to go down. Your next step after that is to find information. Information is the most valuable thing you can possibly have. Because regardless of how anybody tries to brainwash you and stuff like that, they'll sit here and tell you, oh, nah, money is this, money is that. Money does this for you. Money does that for you. Newsflash. In order for you to get that money, you got to know something. Point blank, period. Look at, I don't mean to talk about these people and everything else. Look at Jed, what is it? Jed Epstein or whatever his name is and stuff like that. Bro was literally, his entire empire was built upon blackmailing people, which was basically inside information and information. All the stuff that he was doing was solely based on information. He could not have done the things that he's did and make the moves that he made, without information first. Information is what bring you money. Money is what make the information that you had value and everything else. Information is the most valuable thing that you can have.
Real rap.
Because at the end of the day, if the value of the dollar disappeared the day of tomorrow, guess what? It'll be viable information. Information would literally make shit work. Information would, because you could literally sustain yourself with nothing but information. I mean, if it wasn't no money, if the value of the dollar was gone, and everybody cut off their power, the powers got cut off because ain't no money to run shit or whatever the case may be. You know what would happen? if you knew how to sustain and make your own free energy, you literally be the most richest person in the world right then and there, because you were able to do something that other people didn't, because you have that knowledge to do so.
True.
That's all facts. Like right now, if you really wanted to, you can literally make you a what was it? Electric generator with just using magnets and gravity, pretty much. Literally. Something that could power, you can make about 2 or 3 of them things and they'll power your whole crib.
Oh yeah, cause you spoke about that, the magnets. I said, you know, you could easily make yourself a power source by making a windmill, because people have done it in order to save on their electric bill. But if you know how to do it with 2 magnets, more power to you.
Get you some magnets. You can even do the same thing with solar panels. You can make your own solar panel, like for real. See, and that's the thing that, you know, they get you with. They want to make you feel like you don't know nothing. It's physically impossible for you to do anything, and it takes way too much time for you to do anything. When that's not the case at all. Only thing you need is a little bit of time. A little bit of time goes so long for you, it doesn't make any sense. I promise you, time will literally, the little bit of time you take to go learn something is way more valuable than any dollar, any diamond, any cryptocurrency, or anything else.
So, no, real talk though. You can self-educate yourself to make a power source.
You pretty much golden. That's one less thing you got to worry about. And people seeing you with whatever it is, they might just be like, you know what? Fuck my electricity bill. I'm going to this nigga right here. He got the juice. Like, know what I mean? And all that you got to do is pretty much cutthroat the motherfuckers that's doing the power shit or whatever. Tell the person, hey, look, you give me $200 a month or whatever, and you can have as much power as you want. You know how many people will jump on that and say bump the other people? $200 a month for free power for a whole month? You crazy. They leaving whoever they with.
Right.
Duke or whatever North Carolina got here is power and stuff like that. They is leaving them quick, fast, and hurry. I don't care what nobody say. They're gonna leave that. They're gonna leave who they're dealing with, and they're gonna sit there and they're gonna go to the cheapest thing.
No, real talk. They saving money on their power, but at the same time, you was able to make a profit.
Exactly. People will sit there and tell you, oh, oil is valuable and gas is valuable. Bro, no, it's not.
It's only valuable because we make it valuable. We gave it that value because so many people want to consume it. But like you said, if you can find an alternative or learn how to make your own gasoline from plastics like my boy did on TikTok.
Or the dude that uses, or the dude that turned around and used I think it was a hydrogen combustion. I think it was, where you basically take just normal household things or normal hardware store stuff and basically make a little junk or whatever that you could put in some water. And because of the solution that comes from the power that comes from it, you basically got, you know, alternative for gas. That's why when you see certain people, you know, make videos or about doing this or doing that, you ever wonder why they stop making videos or something magically happens to where they just disappear? It's because people in the higher up see that, oh, this person can bring a real huge threat to us, and he could probably take down this multi-trillion-dollar company
Yeah.
Well, yeah, with only $100, like, we can't do that. That can't happen. We gotta get this man, or at least buy his, buy his schematic, so that way he can't use it and can't nobody else use it. That's all that is. Like, these people, they know for a fact information is valuable, but they'll slander in your face 24/7. Money is this, money is that. Nah, self-sustaining yourself and everything else, and then trying to self-sustain others or whatever the case may be is, like, they wouldn't know what to do.
No, because now you a threat. All because of knowledge.
Yep, all because of knowledge. That's why I say it's real important for you to find yourself with what little bit of time you have during the day. Try to find out what you like. Try to find out who you really are and everything else. Like, understand the concept of what love is, what compassion is, what anger truly is, and all that other type stuff. Because, like I said, people can sit here and tell you, "Oh, well, I was brought up in a loving family." Da, 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 da. That don't mean you understand the concept of love and how to receive it and give it to others. Because that was something that they were supposed to do, regardless of how anybody may feel. Your parents supposed to love you and stuff like that. They supposed to show you love and everything else, but that don't mean you understand it. That don't mean that you can grasp the full concept of it.
Real talk.
That's just something that that's just something that they do. But the moment that you grasp that concept and you find out who you are, everything becomes way more easier for you to understand and stuff like that. Then that's when you take the information. Then that's when you take your time and start gathering up information on certain things.
And it's gonna come from making mistakes too. So life experience is like somewhat the best teacher. But at the same time, you also have to understand that a decision is something that you have the choice in making. So
I fully agree.
Try to make wise decisions.
Yep, try to make wise decisions, and if your decisions go left or they go, and everything else, try to, don't sit here and try to blame everything on whatever happened to you, on the object or person that it happened to you. Start to reflect on yourself and realize that, hey, you know what? I made mistakes here and I could have did better there, or I ignored this and, I knew something wasn't right here. Like that. I mean, don't just sit there and just be like, oh, it was this fault. It was that fault. Nah, you have to kind of take responsibility because you had the choices to make and you pretty much made I ain't gonna say wrong, but you made a mistake that didn't give you the results that you want. And because of that, certain things went ways that you didn't want it to go.
Yeah, because like I said, you're gonna make mistakes, and for the most part, it's gonna be okay. It's just learning from the mistake.
And not repeating the same thing, because realistically, repeating the same mistakes or trying to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results when they're not going to get different results, is pretty much insanity.
Real talk, real rap.
And I don't know about
in that loop.
You got to break that loop. You can't just keep repeating the process and everything else. If you run into a brick wall and you break your nose, don't run into the brick wall again thinking, oh, it's going to be different this time, because you ain't going to do nothing but hurt yourself. Try jumping over the brick wall or going around the brick wall. Or pretty much sit down and think how you can break the brick wall down. Either way, hey, it's multiple paths to, getting over this brick wall or getting on the other side. You just got to sit down and think about, what you did and how you could do better.
Real rap. Don't let that hinder you. Don't let that stop you from moving on. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's gonna happen because we aren't perfect. You feel me? Just learn from your mistakes, make wise decisions, and apply that into your future actions. You know what I'm saying? Every action's gonna have a reaction.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
And sometimes you can't control a certain reaction. Well, you can't control how certain other people gonna react. But sometimes you need to, stand back at the very beginning and realize that, hey, if I do this, will this person do that? Or will this person go a completely different route? You always got to factor in multiple, signs of what somebody might do or might not do.
Listen to the universe, because the universe is going to give you signs. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it could come as a child telling you something. Sometimes it may be all your friends, everybody telling you the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be able to be open and listen to the universe. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by be open is opening your third eye so you can see.
Because one thing about it, and two things for sure, if you question something and you really truly need guidance, the universe will literally give you an answer in the most unlikeliest way. And if you ain't paying attention, it might, shoot past you. But realistically, it might come back around just so you can see it, so you can, avoid whatever it is that you questioning and everything else. Because I'm not even going to front. I want to say today, I'm in the grocery store, minding my business. I'm getting my 2 bangs like I normally do. And for some odd reason, I never noticed it, but it literally says on the can, fuel your destiny. And I'm sitting here like, what? Like, why is it my first time ever seeing this? Like, I mean, like, something just made me look at the can. And I'm looking at the can and it said, fuel your destiny. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is it the first time me hearing this or me seeing this? And I talked to my wife and told her, she was like, you telling me you've been drinking bangs for how long? And I've been drinking them for like 3, maybe 4 years. I'm not even sure. I've been drinking them for this long, and all of a sudden I'm just now seeing on the can it says "Feel Your Destiny." And then when we get home, I hear like a real fast, loud ringing in my right ear. Like I'm sitting here like, what? Like I'm just like, okay, that's weird. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna sit here and act like I don't know, but deep down, I really know what's up and everything else. But sometimes you can't.
It was speaking to you.
It was speaking to me, all right. It was telling me something. It may be something that I done had on my mind about something, or or whatever the case may be is. I mean, it could be a billion different things, but I'm pretty sure it's maybe like 1 or 2 things that I'm probably, thinking of. But hey, you can't ignore the universe when they give you signs like that. Yeah, the universe, the universe said, hey, it's probably meant for you to see it. Because I swear, as long as I've been drinking bangs, I have never seen or the words on the can that stuck out to me that ever said "fuel your destiny."
Fuel your destiny. But
and I'm just saying,
2 simple words. That shit is deep though. Fuel your destiny.
Yeah. That shit deep as hell. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the can right now, and I'm just sitting here telling myself, like, bro, how have I never noticed this on the can? And it's in big, bold, black letters at the very top. And I ain't never noticed it until now. Talking about fuel your debt. I'm just walking in the grocery store, minding my business, just off in thought. And then all of a sudden, something made me look down at the can. I stared at it for a minute, and it said, "Fuel your destiny." I'm just like, "Fuel my destiny." Well, I'm just like, I'm starting to feel a little weird. I'm like, well, damn, that's kind of like just out of nowhere. I'm like, and they got an exclamation mark on it too. So I'm just like, okay. And then all of a sudden we get home, my ears start ringing real loud and fast. And I'm like, it was so loud and fast. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm looking around and shit, like, like, what the hell? Like, what's going on type shit, It's just crazy to me. Like, I ain't never really noticed the words like that now that I sit here and think about it. And I'm pretty sure this shit on all the cans. But yeah, man, don't ignore those signs. The signs, hey, your signs will literally come to you if you need it. Even if you're not, thinking about it and shit like that. The universe will give you, the information that you need. Like right then and there. Without a hesitation.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Something as simple as that. I mean, even with friendships and relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, the universe will show you somebody really there for you. It's up to you to see the red flags and the signs. But if you ignore it, then that's your fault. You're gonna have to go through it.
Yep. And best believe, if you ain't meant to be with somebody, the universe gonna put you through trials and all types of things to show you that, hey, this person is not for you. And then when they do it, it's just, you can fight against the universe. The universe will allow you to fight. But each time that the universe give you that test to show you that this person is not it, the harder and more crazier things gonna happen. And I'm not even gonna lie, it has been some points that I have seen people that's not meant to be together. The universe tried to separate them. It's been times where people will literally get to that point to where they on the verge of killing their significant other because they ain't meant to be together. That's how crazy. That's how crazy the universe will try to separate y'all to the point to where if y'all don't separate, the only logical thing the universe can do is for one of y'all to be here and the other person be gone. Because you stopping the motion of the universe from going forward with what that person is purposely meant to do.
Real talk. You did nothing but preach, bro. Real talk.
Mm-hmm. There's one thing I can say. If the universe say, "Hey, look, I don't think you need to be with Sally," and you over here, you say, "You know what? I think we meant to be together." The universe gonna be like, "All right, I'm gonna test your ass, and I'm gonna show you," and he gonna test you. Next thing you know, you come home and Sally getting back shots by some man dingo named Daryl. She over here telling. Now you sitting over here, goddamn, about to take her life and his life and everything else like that, not realizing that the universe showing you, hey, you ain't meant to be with Sally, gang.
Right. Screaming it loud and clear. Right.
Loud and clear. You better not forgive her and then continue to date her. Because, hey, the next step closer, the next thing after that is, shit, Sally might have a baby or might have a disease or something like that that she end up giving you because she slept with the man dingo. Like, the universe, hey, it's a crazy place, boy. But hey, if it say, hey, you ain't meant to do this or you ain't meant to do that, hey, take its advice. So leave it alone. And everything else, it's gonna give you signs.
Talk. Don't let your pride and your ego blind you from what the universe is trying to tell you from the truth, bro. Like,
yeah, facts. Don't let it blind you and everything else. It's telling you that stuff for a reason.
what is the saying? Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely don't let it pull it over your eyes.
And all that means, y'all that don't know, is just, you know what I'm saying, don't let it blindfold you.
Mm-hmm. Because you do have a lot of people out there right now that get put into situations that they fully could have avoided. And the universe just sent about 1 million agents their way to tell them, hey, look, man, don't do that shit. And everything else like that. But nope, y'all just decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to just do this shit anyway. And realistically, you can't really be mad because you got free will to do anything. But that don't mean that you ain't got consequences to doing everything.
All right. Especially if you dating or you in a situation where things just ain't working itself out. It's a toxic situation, you know what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, sometimes even 10 times out of 10, the universe done already put other options in your way, other people that'll treat you a whole lot better than that's really meant for you. But like I said, if you blind and you just you stuck in that loop, you want to be insane and insanity, you gonna miss your blessing.
Yep. And because you missed that blessing, the universe gonna show you something one way or another, and it ain't gonna be nothing good.
That's
like, one thing I can say.
This other person here, but you ain't want that person.
Mm-hmm. You was asking to stop staying up at night late and all this other type stuff crying. I sent you this person, but you didn't take it. The universe don't play that mess. If it's trying to stop you from doing something or it wants you to do something that's important, then hey, it's gonna show you. So, wise man once told me there ain't no such thing as coincidences. They don't exist. Ain't no motherfucking way, goddamn, you found $100 on the ground and shit like that, and someone walked past you and said, "That man can get him a PlayStation." Like what? Like, I mean, the universe telling you something right to the there. Your ass need to go get you a PlayStation with $100. I don't know what kind of, I don't know what that'll lead to. But hey, the universe said, hey, you need a video game or something. You never know. It might be something that's preparing you for the future or something like that. You never know. You might be playing a video game about, I don't know. I'm just going to throw something out there like Dungeons and Dragons. You never know. One day your ass might actually be in the dungeon and had to fight a fucking dragon. I mean, hey, I'm kind of, nitpicking, but hey, realistically, hey, that could be the case. You never know.
Got to slay the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing too, man. Someone had to tell me this, but it's like sometimes you don't even realize your own potential. So sometimes you really got to stop doubting yourself, and you got to believe in the you that you see the people that care about you and love about you believe in.
Mm-hmm. My man's from Gurren Lagann said that one day. That nigga said, Simone, if you don't believe in you, then believe in me that believes in the Simone that I believe in. And I ain't gonna front. At first, that shit was confusing. But once I started fully watching the anime and everything, I really started to understand. I was like, bro, those words were deeper than anyone could ever possibly imagine.
Real talk. Believe in the you that I believe in.
Mm-hmm. That shit was beyond deep. That's why I love anime, because no matter what the situation is, they might say something that you might not understand, or a life lesson that you might not understand, but they're gonna show you what the true meaning of it is. Now, I don't know how, I know it's a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans out there and everything else like that. I mean, realistically, OG Dragon Ball, yeah, it has some life lessons in there about truth and justice and showing mercy and everything else. But that new shit, that shit made Goku look stupid. Goku was a damn martial arts master. A fucking genius at his craft.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Super, they made that man look like a goddamn idiot. It's like, shit, Goku ain't never had no schooling and shit like that. But goddamn, he was wise beyond his years.
When it came to the art of combat and killing a nigga, yeah.
Showing mercy and stuff. He was unmatched.
He was, no. I mean, come on. Vegeta even gave him props. Like, as far as that combat, he was a genius.
Because he didn't fight for himself selfishly and everything else. He fought to goddamn protect his friends and others. And that's a lesson in Dragon Ball Z that Vegeta did not learn until what? To be realistic with you.
Saga, I believe.
He learned that in the Majin Buu saga. I mean, GT came out, but I don't really think Vegeta really took that life lesson like that for real, and tried to like expand on it.
I believe he kind of sort of did, because when Baby came in GT, he did take it upon himself to defend the Earth, and that's when Baby seen his strength and decided to absorb Vegeta.
But one thing I can say about Super, they literally gave Vegeta that chance and opportunity to be like, hey, learn how to accept the help from others because they'll make you stronger. And now look at him. That nigga over here bodying Goku like it ain't no tomorrow. While he got a broken transformation.
I will give Super that. Super has provided Vegeta with a few moments of him surpassing Goku.
Surpassing him, becoming stronger and everything.
It was a few times where he actually surpassed Goku. And the first that I noticed in Super was when they was fighting Goku Black.
He was dog walking Goku Black. He was dog, especially after Goku Black killed Future Bulma. That man was dog walking him. He let that man know. Vegeta, no, I think, Trunks had told him, he was like, he killed my mother. That man went there and dog walked him like it was no tomorrow.
He told him straight up, you ain't even a real Saiyan. That is not even your body.
He said, you don't know how to make it work properly. It was dog walking that man. He was like, yeah, you can't beat me. I'm superior.
Nigga. I ain't Kakarot.
Exactly. And then here come Goku getting all, let me get my moment to shine and stuff like that. Since he done told me he done killed Chi-Chi and Goten, like now all of a sudden you want to take off the gloves and fight like your DBZ counterpart. Get on out of here, boy. I'm not even gonna front. That nigga was when the nigga told him, I killed Goten and Chi-Chi. I swear for a brief moment, I seen Super Saiyan Goku fighting Frieza for a second. He was dog walking the shit out here. The jump was crazy. That man said, "I'm gonna show you. You want to kill
what?
You want to kill my family and then showboat about it? All right, let me show you what this when I let loose a little bit. Man over there punching niggas, just do, teleporting in front of the niggas, knocking them back, doing the hand knock back gesture. I'm like, all right, okay, doing your thing,
All right.
And then boom, they ended up jumping him. They jumped the hell out of him. They was like, he done got serious. Let's jump this man. We can't take this dog walking for too much longer.
Get him. Real talk. Goku Black was the beginning of. Okay, I see it now. Like, it ain't just Goku that's gonna be the lead, but Vegeta gonna get the lead sometimes too. That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, man, y'all people out there, if you in situations that really ain't, for you and everything else like that, try to like distance, try to separate yourself from situations. Try to like, view things from a brighter perspective so you can, move on and live life like you're supposed to and everything else. Because the longer you hold back and the longer you stay in that position, the longer you miss the opportunities that's supposed to be given to you and everything else.
Real talk. All that that toxicity is it's gonna dim your light. So you can't shine bright.
Exactly. I mean, we got a friend that we love him like a brother, but it's because his certain situation that he in, he really does have like a dark outlook when it comes to like, anything relating to like what real compassion and what real love looks like.
Yeah.
And because he's been introduced to nothing but toxicness, he just feels like, that's something that's supposed to be normal when it's not. You know what I'm saying? And, we've been working for years to try to help him and stuff. And, at the end of the day, I mean, that's my boy. I love him. I love him to death. He is a brother to me.
Real talk. Love.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna never give up on him. I'ma still be that beacon of hope for him, or whatever the case may be is. Cause, that's what you're supposed to do as a friend. You're supposed to let a person know or, tell them what they need to hear or what they need to hear and not what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Because realistically, a real friend, anybody that'll literally sit there and watch you do something over and over again and not say nothing or not try to point you in the right direction is not your friend. That's just somebody that just finds amusement in whatever torment that you pretty much receiving or going through at that moment in time.
Yeah, right. They don't care about you. So. Anybody that's willing to let you self-sabotage yourself, yeah, they don't care about
you. Yeah, they really don't. I'm sorry. I can't do to me personally, I would never do that with none of my brothers. People that I call my brothers and stuff like that. I would never do nothing like that. If something ain't right, I'm gonna speak on it and I'm gonna give them advice. And hopefully they take it and they run with it. But I ain't gonna force it down their throats or nothing like that. I'm just gonna make them kind of like a little bit self-aware to it. Because if, like, for example, if you I don't know, so like I think it's a meme where it's like a person that go up to the chalkboard and they be like, what's 2 + 2? And the dude look back and his homeboy put up his 4 fingers and he put something else. I'm not gonna be that, that homeboy that's basically gonna give you a wrong answer. I'm gonna give you the right answer to help you or whatever. Because if you look crazy and stupid, then I'm gonna look crazy and stupid. Well, I'm gonna look crazy and stupid for not correcting you or letting you know, hey, that's wrong and shit like that.
Nah,
because at the end of the day, I mean, shit, I don't expect it from people, but if I'm wrong about something, I would, expect for somebody to let me know instead of just sitting there letting me look crazy and shit like that. You feel me?
Right. Tell me now, But and before I crash out, or before you know, what I'm saying I sabotage myself, and then be like, well, you know, I was gonna tell you.
Mm-hmm. I can't. Me personally, I can't. You know, I ain't gonna do nothing like that. That's just not me. I can't do it because it make me look. It make me not look like a good friend. Because it's like if I'll sit here and let you do this whole thing from beginning to end, and I know what the end result is or what's going to come of it, and I still let you proceed to do it, then I'm not a real friend. Now I ain't saying like, oh, to go over there and stop a motherfucker by choking them to death and making them pass out type shit, but but you need to let a person know something so they can at least, you know, think on it or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be that person that just sit there and watch you do something and I just stand idly by. Like, nah, that ain't me.
Real talk though. It's never been my MO or my type of character to, you know, if I fuck with you, I consider you a good friend. I love you. Like, yeah, it's my duty to kind of, you know, be that voice of logic, that voice of reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this was from a drunk man. He was drunk, but he clearly used to be a hustler and a former pimp. But damn, I don't forgot what I was gonna say. What did you just say, bro?
I ain't gonna let you basically crash out, basically.
Right.
If I can, you know.
My dude Ronald though, yeah. I can't let you sell me a dream, and I ain't about to sell you one either.
Mm-hmm. And give you the hardcore reality. Cause shit, that's basically like a nigga lying to you about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie to me about nothing. Tell me the truth. I respect you more if you tell me the truth. And that's how I carry certain things. Like I can't just sit there and let you, you know, do some shit or you basically go through something and you need guidance and I just don't say nothing. I can't do that. Cause I mean, like you my homeboy, so I got to goddamn say something.
Or else, like, that made me kind of, you know, a fucked up individual. So
Yeah, for real. That's like me goddamn, you know, watching you crash your car into a tree when you ain't got no damn brake pads on. What kind of shit is that? Like that. You ain't got no ways of stopping the car. And you about to fly into a tree. And I knew it wasn't no brake pads on the car.
I'm like, bro,
You can't.
that's a good idea, my brother.
Exactly. You can't slow down or nothing. You go full speed. And it's just like, well, shit. You know, I'm just sitting there like, well, damn, that was crazy. Like, bitch, I knew. Like, shit, I see that shit. Like, and he just crashed. Like, you a messed up person.
Nigga crash in the tree. They be like, yeah, bro, I was gonna tell you shouldn't have drove that car, man. But
Mm-hmm. But you was already in the car and gone. Like, what? You should have stopped him. We opened up the door.
Yeah, man, I knew that was a bad idea. It's too late now, bro. It's done. Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm. Terrible. I could never do something like that. But yeah, man, y'all just, you know, y'all make sure when, you know, with your friends and stuff like that, don't let them do crazy stuff. And for the people out there, I mean, really, and you know, when you got your heart broken and stuff like that, don't just sit there and just like tell you, find religion and all this other type shit because you look stupid. Like, I can't fucking stand that shit. I really can't. Like, I understand someone broke your heart and everything else, but you don't have to be a full-blown Christian to heal yourself. That comes from yourself, not nowhere else. You need to heal yourself. You sitting here being a religious nut and everything else, no, that doesn't, because now instead of you learning your lesson the proper way, you trying to put everything on God and everything else and stuff like that, or you trying to find religion like religion is going, no, that's a self journey that you have to do on your own. You don't have to go to religion in order you to get healed or because realistically you're avoiding the lesson that you need to learn. And it just kills me when I see stuff like that because it'd be like, bro, you don't got to do all that. Just be self-aware of what happened and learn from what happened. Don't try to sit here and be like, oh, well, he cheated on me and left me. I'm just going to be celibate and stuff like that. What? Why? That's not going to stop that shit from happening again. Like, what are you saying? That literally just means, you know what? Oh, I'm gonna be celibate and I'm not gonna have sex no more, and I'm gonna give my life completely to God. So you mean when you turn around and you find a dude probably at a church or something like that, and he end up doing the same thing again? Like, you're basically avoiding yourself from learning your lesson, and that's stupid. Like, I'm not saying, is anything wrong with being religious or wanting to be, part of the church or whatever the case may be. Is that's you. That's your business. But don't try to, jump all aboard the shit when you get your heart broken, all the other type shit, because you look like a hypocrite. Because you only did it because your heart got broke.
Real talk.
Like, you did that only because your heart got broke, and you doing it because you haven't really truly understood the lesson to avoid something like that again, for you to take accountability for what you did and the red flags that you chose to ignore. Like, nah, because all that means is that you bound to repeat the same process again. It's just this time you probably more likely to stay and deal with the shit because, oh, well, I was celibate for this long and all this other type stuff, and he do hump me real good. So let me just stay with this man, even though, he do what he do. And it's like, bro, if that was the case, you should have just stayed with the first nigga and been miserable. If that was the case.
Bro, I seen a shorty be celibate for down there 2 years, and once she finally broke it, well, I should say abstinent for 2 years, but once she finally, broke that, she still ended up messing with the wrong person.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that irks my nerves, because people will they will avoid accountability so bad that they will do things like that and still end up being tested to see if they learned their lesson and fail every time. And it's just bonkers to me. Because it's like, bro, your lesson was so clear. And you telling me you really just sat there and said, you know what, I'm going to be a Christian and I'm going to be celibate until I find the right person. What do you mean? You didn't learn anything. You didn't take any accountability for what you did. You didn't learn any lessons that you were supposed to learn. And you didn't do no self-reflecting and healing that you were supposed to do. You're literally still hurt. You're literally still that hurt individual. Only thing you did was take something that you thought that you could use as a cover to shield yourself from something like that again, because you think, oh, if I got this right here, that thing won't ever happen to me again. And you're absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I'm not about to sit here and be dealing with some woman for all these years, get mistreated and all this other type stuff. And then when they finally break up with me because they cheated on me and everything else, I'm going to just sit here and just be like, you know what? I'm going to be celibate and I'm going to go to God and be a Christian and stuff like that. Because realistically, you didn't go on your own free will. You went there because you felt like, oh, if I'm with God, nothing bad will happen to me. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, do you not understand how selfish and self-centered and kind of corrupt that is? Because you only look to God to protect you because you got hurt that one time, and that's the only reason why you went. Before you went, you was a full-blown sinner. You was out here necking people and having unprotected sex, all that type of stuff. And you telling me all of a sudden now because you got hurt, now you want to go find God. No, that's stupid. God has always been with you and everything else like that. That's why the things that happen to you. They happen to you because he wants you to learn a lesson. But you choosing, you know what? No, I'm just gonna find God.
Yeah.
If I become a Christian, this won't happen to me. You're
No,
absolutely
they
wrong.
do. They absolutely positively do that. And some of them even try to use God as a shield and say, saying he'll send the person that's really supposed to be in their life, but without doing the any self-assessment, any self-improvement.
Mm-hmm. And it's just bonkers because it's like, how do you expect to evolve as a person and preach the name of God when you can't even take the lesson that he's trying to show you so you can be a better version of yourself than what you was? All you did was basically put a blanket over yourself and everything else and pretty much walk the streets. You ain't changed or nothing like that. You just put a different cover over yourself instead of instead of you just taking the situation and growing as a person. You literally just took a blanket of some things that you really wasn't about or really a part of and threw it over yourself and thought to yourself, hey, I'm gonna be healed after this. This ain't gonna never happen to me again. Like, no, it absolutely will because you did not learn the lesson.
Real talk.
It just irks my nerves when people do stuff like that because it's like you want to find blind religion and faith all of a sudden because you got your feelings hurt by a nigga when you chose to ignore all the red flags and let him tell you make believe lies that didn't make no sense and then turn around and just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna learn nothing from this. I'm not going to take no accountability for what I did and what I chose to ignore. I'm going to find God. And if I find God, this will never happen to me again. And it's like, what? What kind of mindset is that? you you became a fake Christian because you want a divine protection from being played and cheated on again. Like that makes absolutely no sense. You need to be ashamed of yourself for even thinking like that.
They said, now they ain't trying to grow as a person because you want to hide.
Yeah, you don't want to grow as a person, but you will throw a safety blanket over your body and expect for yourself to be all right through the rest of life. No, because you either one or two things are going to happen. Either you're gonna let that safety blanket down slightly and let the same life lesson hit you again, or you just gonna keep it covered up on you for the rest of your life and not learn your lesson, which basically caused you to be bitter and uneducated and other things and stuff like that because you chose not to grow as a person, which is just crazy. One thing I can say, the one thing that's a part of the human experience is growth and growth and evolving. Like choosing not to do that when the opportunity presents itself does nothing but hinder you and stop your growth as a person. And honestly, in this day society, people are already too coddled enough as it is. Like people really actually do need to grow up, literally. Grow up as a person, grow up as an individual, grow up with your mind and everything else. Because that whole, oh, I'm gonna blame everything else but my actions and what I chose to do, and and not learning from it is just stupid. It really is. It's stupid. It's immature. It makes you look, uneducated, it really makes you look like you're just very ignorant to the situation at hand, and it's likely to happen again.
Real rap. Lacking self accountability. Real rap.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta hold yourself accountable for certain actions. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I know everybody ain't built for it. You don't want to admit it, but you got to keep it real with yourself.
Yeah, if you can't keep it real with yourself, then you can't keep it real with nobody. And that's just facts. I had one. I got I have a family member. Well, technically, yeah, she's a family member by basically me and my wife being, you know, engaged or whatever you want to call it. But she thinks that, you know, she's entitled. She said, you know, she's the type of female that feels like, you know, hey, I want somebody I can call my own. I want this. I want that. Da, 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 da. But and I sat there and I told her, did you ever take the time to realize that maybe the things that you want aren't the things that you need, and maybe you need to be a healer of someone in order for you to actually find somebody that's literally for you. And her reply to me was, I've been healing people all this time, da 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 da. And I told her like this, realistically, no, you haven't, because those very same people are still the same fucked up individuals that they were when they met you. And realistically, they kind of rubbed off on you. And you're and from the things that I've seen, you are also a fucked up individual, because you only think about what you want and not what, you know, and everything else. You don't think about anything else but that.
Okay.
And because of that, you know, and she's sitting here like, no, no, you wrong this, you wrong that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sitting here in her face like, bro, if I'm wrong, why are you still single at 41 or 40? You ain't got nobody to call your own. You basically, it's just you and, you know, your kid at your crib and shit like that. It's like, if I'm wrong and your solution is white, why is it that your solution is still having you single to this very day? It's not because it's niggas, it's because of you. Because you haven't grown as a person. You haven't evolved as a person. You literally that same individual at whatever age you got hurt on with a security blanket on, walking around and parading yourself as an adult. And you're not an adult. You still haven't learned your life lesson. You still haven't done the self-healing, and you still haven't done the work. And if I was wrong, you would be in a relationship right now. You would have everything that you need at this moment in time. Me coming to you and telling you that without a shadow of a doubt, without missing a beat and everything else, it's literally the universe talking through me to tell you, hey, your method and your thought process is absolutely wrong. And if you really want something, you need to go this route and not this route, because you're going to continue to find nothing but bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all it really is at the end of the day. If I'm telling you this without missing the beat, and my answers are very clear and they have you thinking, obviously the universe is using me as a tool to answer questions that you desperately been asking for and needed. Your method don't work.
Nah, that was some real talk.
Mm-hmm. I'm just keeping it 100. At the end of the day, if you so-called think, you know, if you think your method is working and this, that, and the third and all this other type stuff, why are you still single? It's not by choice, it's by design. And the person that designed it is you. You ain't single because, oh, it's by choice, or you're not single because there ain't no good men out here, because there are. You not single because ain't no good women out here, because there are. You are literally in this position due to your own design, the thing that you created, and because you won't grow as a person and become self-aware and take accountability for your actions.
In the words of my man Marlo from The Wire, you want things to be one way.
Mm-hmm.
You want things to be one way, and it's really the other.
Yep. And no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you push it, it will never be that way. You can try until you bend the forces of light around you. It will never go the way you want it to. And the same thing applies to these people out here talking about some, shit, 50-50 is for bones. Something that is one-sided will never work. It will never be even. It will never have balance.
Right.
And if you over here leaning towards this way and putting all your weight on that side or whatever the case may be, and someone is literally telling you only way this thing gonna work, if you balance it out with this and you still choose not to do it, you can't fault nobody about what happens to you or anything else, because you chose to have the scales uneven instead of having them balanced.
Real talk.
Exactly.
That's like two people sitting at one side of the seesaw.
Exactly. You want balance, you both have to be even. You can't sit there and just be one person just being down on the ground and not letting the other person, go down. You have to have balance. You got to listen to the advice that people is giving you, because they're not telling you that for no reason. It's a reason why you're hearing it. Like I said before, there is no such thing as coincidences. There is no such thing as unanswered questions. There is no such thing as not understanding or hearing what you need to hear. All that stuff is real. And it's right there in your face. You have to actually open yourself up to seeing it and be wanting to see it and take whatever it is that you learn and apply it to yourself. Because you ain't gonna never get the results you looking for.
Well, my brother, we really did cut some deep convo. I think we're gonna go. Well, yeah, we probably just go ahead and end it on here, man.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Well, technically it's Wednesday, early Wednesday morning. We definitely gonna pick up from this topic, this subject right here into the next podcast. And then, what I'm saying, like we do all the time, just shoot the shit and come up with some more shit to talk about. But
exactly. We love doing this, we love talking, we love giving information, and we love helping people.
Real talk, just giving solid advice, nice jewels of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, like, whenever y'all hear this on the playback, you know what I'm saying? Like, different key terms, words, whatever trigger you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it just inspire you and motivate you to change, you know what I'm saying? In some type, way, form, or fashion.
Facts. We gonna probably do this again, probably real soon. We gonna pick this up because this was a very real interesting topic that a lot of people can resonate with. So we gonna get back at y'all.
And again, you know what I'm saying? Like I do at the end of every podcast, everybody be blessed. Y'all be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Live life, enjoy life, vibrate at high frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
we gonna check y'all out next time.
Peace.